Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I'm being guided here to do a collective reading, and I have to be completely transparent right out of the gates. This energy that I'm tapped into is pretty heavy, pretty dense. There's a little bit of sadness here, a little bit of mystery and intrigue too. There's a lot of guidance and a lot of support. I don't know what the message is in its entirety, but I do know that Spirit is speaking to you about this feeling that some of you have, that you're carrying some kind of darkness. Maybe it's grief, maybe it's fear, maybe it's some kind of melancholy energy that you can't really put your finger on. And Spirit wants to talk about it with you, to let you know that, well, I'm hearing you're not forgotten, you're very wise, and there's a purpose and a reason why you are feeling, I'm hearing the coldness of the season. Regardless of what hemisphere you're in, I feel like we are tapped into winter energy. And the card that came up here from the Weaver's Oracle is Shadow. And this card represents the guardian of sad songs and darkness. The guardian, meaning that she protects the energy of darkness. She protects the energy of sadness and grief, coldness as well. Because when that coldness and that dark energy gets into your bones, it changes you. It gives you insight, emotional maturity, and deep knowingness about your current situation, but also about things much more expansive than yourself. She, in the book that this comes from, the Oracle book, she is part of the Bone Clan, which makes sense because this feeling that I have is in the bones. You know, it's like when you're chilled to the bones after being outside in the winter, in the snow and the cold. That's the kind of energy she has. She's also very connected to the trees, to tree spirits. And tree spirits also know that grief, that sadness, that darkness. And maybe you can feel it when you look at a tree, when it has no leaves, or when it's beginning to decay. You can feel that kind of energy, that melancholy that comes with deep wisdom. Now, there's something very special and sacred that should be protected around this energy. So perhaps you're getting really down on yourself, saying like, what's wrong with me? I shouldn't be feeling like this right now. Or maybe people around you are telling you to cheer up and, get out of a funk and things aren't so bad. But Spirit and the guardian of sad songs and darkness wants to tell you that this feeling is giving you access to the answer. I'm hearing the answer to your question. For some of you, she is giving you access to the question that you haven't even asked yet. Okay? So this reading obviously is not going to be for everyone, and that's okay if it's not. And if this energy feels too heavy for you, then you do not need to watch this, but I am delivering this message for somebody who needs it at this time. So let's pull out some more cards and see what comes up. What's going on with you? Where is this coming from? Where are we going here? What answers are we receiving? What questions are we asking? Maybe you want to just think about that for a second. What are you asking? I'm hearing, what's the point? When will I be loved? When will things turn around? And where is my soul going? Those are big questions. First, let's get out some charms and see if there's anything in here that you need to see. Maybe these are clues that this is for you, or there's a message in here. Look, right away, Spirit is telling you special. And I feel like, of course, you're special. We are all special in our own way. But Spirit is saying that this feeling you have is special. Okay? Don't ridicule yourself for feeling this way. We have a little bunny rabbit. I don't know if you can see that, if it will focus on it. We have the letter F, I. I'm hearing, as soon as I flip this over, I heard a promise ring. Aries, the letter L, the letter B, another Aries. So this could be about your sense of self, your identity, and how you project yourself into the world. I'm hearing there's no one you're in competition with but yourself, and even that's not a competition. Number 3, we have another B, a strawberry with a heart on it. I'm hearing something about strawberry shortcake. A heart with a nurse's hat. A heart with a devil's tail and some fire and some little devil horns. We have a peace symbol. And this charm that says Field Notes 753. Let's just pull out a couple more and then we'll get into the cards. I want a couple more. Yes, thank you. We have the letter P, the letter O, the letter C, the letter U, the letter W, and the letter G. So if those don't mean anything to you right now, don't worry. I'm hearing a pineapple as well. Something about pineapple. Something about a fridge I'm hearing. Yeah, I don't know what that is. A stocked fridge. Stocking your fridge. Oh, the fridge is cold, of course, too, right? The fridge is a cold space where we keep sustenance, the energies that nourish us. So think about that metaphorically. Okay, and the freezer as well. Okay, let's see. Tell me about the energies that are currently supporting the collective, Spirit. Tell me about the energies that are currently supporting the collective. The healer. The weaver. And the truth. See, I'm telling you, this energy is helping you weave together the truth, the answer to your question. It's also bringing you some healing, even if it doesn't really feel like it. The maestro. I'm hearing something like you are the conductor of the train. You are conducting where this train goes or something like that. Let's get some of these cards out. Tell me about the challenges, Spirit. Meander. And we have water with obstacle and blocked. So the element of water, what's this one? What fell out? The sage. The element of water feels like it's blocked. Well, of course, it's probably frozen, right? With all this coldness that we're feeling. Frozen water. This could be frozen emotions, frozen creativity. But remember, frozen water can be useful for us too. Skating on top of it, for example. Let me think about that for a second. Well, it's a pastime of ours, right? We skate on frozen water. We let those emotions cool right down. We let things come to a standstill, even though things are moving underneath the surface. The surface seems barren, desolate, and still, so that we can move across it. Okay, so there's something about you navigating your own emotions rather than your emotions kind of controlling you or directing you where you want to go, right? Like when you're swimming, let's say, you kind of have to move with the water. You're in the water, you're in its territory. But when you're skating on top of the frozen water, you're the one deciding where you want to go. Interesting. So this period of time, this feeling that you have, that you're just kind of meandering along, or maybe you feel I'm hearing looping back and forth with someone or with something, you're actually gaining more control, so-called control, in the situation. Like you're clearing some things up. It's becoming much easier to see and to move through these emotions, through this time, through a situation, because of the coldness, because it's frozen over. Okay? But I know it feels like an obstacle, feels like this feeling is blocking you from productivity, from having a good connection with someone, from going to work, whatever it is. It feels like a block, but Spirit's saying with the Sage card, it's not at all. It's part of the process here. So I want to get specific now and find out what's going on with you. So let's see. This is reminding me of a little, well, it was a moving image, I guess, of a little clip, a film that I took of a frozen lake. And there was a big sign that says, swim at your own risk. And I feel like this is what this message is about. Now, I filmed that 2 or 3 years ago, so maybe something about that time is coming up here. But it was like no lifeguard on duty. But you do have the guardian of the dark on duty with you, okay? And she is there for you. Spirit is there for you. Your ancestor, who is the guardian of the dark, is there for you. Yeah, swim at your own risk. You're not meant to swim through something right now. It's time for you to be the conductor, right? The navigator, the one in control. Interesting. I feel like, that water that's frozen underneath the ice is really tumultuous. Like it's the emotions, the feelings, the intuition, it's all mixed in with something I'm hearing tragic for some of you, or something traumatic, or something really heavy, confusing. And there's some pressure that you were feeling to sort things out. And it's like Spirit has brought you into this place now where you can sort things out, but you just got to get comfortable with the feeling you're feeling. Remember, It's here for you to access truth, the answer, or maybe finally understand what your real question is. Sometimes we ask questions like, why did that happen back there? Where am I going next? When that's not the question at all. Sometimes it is. But sometimes the question is a lot deeper, like, how do I love myself more? Do I really believe in myself? Do I know that I'm lovable? Do I know that I have a connection with spirit? You know, sometimes those are the real questions. So let's see. I want to know, Spirit, what is underneath the ice? What is in this water? What is in the water? We have the Queen of Wands. I'm just going to move these off a little bit here. We're going to cover her up, but know that she is still here. Okay, and this is a message too, that the guardian is always there with you, your guardians, even when you can't see them. Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands. I could have sworn a lot more fell out. A lot of fire energy. Three of Pentacles. Three of Swords. See how you're holding on to this boat here with the rope? It's like you're pulling it down or pulling it back into the port. There's somebody else there with you too. There's three hands. Well, you're very magical. You've done something here. You've, well, I'm seeing some kind of telepathy here. Maybe with someone very specific. Could be someone who crossed over. Could be someone that you're not in contact with. Could be the spirit guide. But it's like, I feel like you've done something here. You've reached out to spirit. Maybe some of you did this literally through some kind of fire ritual, burning something or even lighting a candle. But there was some intention I'm seeing here to bring something back to you. And it could even just be a conversation or communication. It's like you had some intention here to bring something back to you. And whatever it is that you've been trying to communicate, it has been received by this other person. It could even, some of you have been trying to talk to an animal, could be that. Okay, but they've heard what you've had to say. But it's not so much that they've heard the words, it's more like they've felt you. Who is this, guys? Nine of Wands and Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is someone that you've had a tough emotional relationship with, connection with. This could be a family member as well, a mother perhaps. Somebody wants to tell you that they love you and they're thanking you. Okay, so please use your discernment with this message because it is collective. So for some of you, just trust your intuition about what's for you. I believe it's all for you, though. I do. Even if it sounds, whoa, no, they would never say that. I feel it. I do. Four of Pentacles, but maybe they wouldn't actually ever say it. But I do feel it. And they're vulnerable underneath many, many layers. Because they feel the coldness too, and they're trying to bundle themselves up, keep themselves warm. They're not letting the cold into their bones. You have let the cold into your bones, and this is what's giving you some kind of power, magic, answer, and also some kind of communicative ability here in the spirit realm. And they're receiving it. but perhaps you're not receiving it back because of all those layers that their energy needs to move through before it can be set out there. For some of you, this could be your future self that you've been trying to get in contact with. Or you've been trying to see your future self. Okay. Tell me about collective's current energy. Two of Cups. Yeah, I strongly feel this is about you and another. And the Five of Wands. Love and hate, perhaps. Love and fear. Okay, the opposite of love. Well, the opposite of love is indifference, in my opinion. But often fear is what gets in the way of people connecting. So I see there's something here in your energy where you've made a very significant bond to someone, but there's also a lot of discord, fighting, disagreements, not seeing eye to eye, could be fighting over resources. Something I feel feels to you that it's, well, something you feel as though something can't be reconciled. Let's see this other person's energy. The High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. They are quiet, silent, and so are you. But it might feel like they don't care, Four of Cups, where you really do, or it might feel like they're having a really hard time and you're out, like, doing things that are good. You're celebrating in some way. I don't know, there's something that you haven't quite understood, I feel, about this situation, about this person's energy. They're very powerful. They're very intuitive. But the Queen of Swords feels like a little bit of a block. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Four of Swords and the Tower. Yeah, there's something about this energy here where they won't allow their mind to really go through that portal, to really go to the place it needs to go. Okay. The Tower and the Four of Swords. This is an energy here that has a really hard time communicating or coming up with solutions without some massive blowout, destruction, drama. Like, there's emotional turmoil here for sure. Okay, so why are we talking about this spirit? What's happening? The Weaver. The truth. So what is the truth? What is the truth? Six of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the World. See, it's like Spirit's giving you this energy, this feeling. Look at this wax dripping out of, I don't know if you can see that, probably. The wax dripping out of his eyeballs here. It's meant to happen, but it just started crying, right? It just started crying now when we talked about this. Wow, interesting. And now it's stopped. It's like somebody wants you to see their sadness, but not really, you know? Maybe it's you who wants your sadness to be seen, but not really, you know? Wow, interesting. Fire energy here, crying, fire turning into water. All right. Can you see that? Let me see if I can give you a better view. Okay. Let's see if we can get back where we were now. I'm hearing things take time to get the right perspective. Takes time. Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Okay, Spirit's giving you this energy. So you can see what's underneath the surface here. You're skating around on top, meandering with these lemniscats, with this 8 here. And it's like all these emotions are underneath, but it's really vulnerability. It's vulnerability. Their vulnerability, your vulnerability, just the energy of vulnerability. And they're giving you this feeling so that you can feel your own vulnerability. Because vulnerability, as we talked about in the yearly readings and the all signs, is the actual strength that you're going to be asked to tap into this year, 2024, with the number 8 and the strength card. There's a resolution coming up here in the energy. Something's coming full circle. Just like as you skate on an ice on a lake, you go in a big circle. You close something out. You circle around and around the emotions, the energies underneath. And that's what's happening, is you're closing something out. But I want to know, Spirit, what is happening like on the 3D messenger. You're going to receive some information, maybe a message from this person, or maybe a message from Spirit. We have a ghost. This could, of course, be some kind of ghosting situation or someone from the other side. We have QOI, Virgo, 10th house. We have Gemini, a big key. Oh, I haven't gotten this charm in a while. A pizza with some hearts on it, or a third-party situation. A triangle with 3 hearts could also be a child and 2 people. We have Taurus, a fairy / angel, the letter D, the letter E, and the letter B. So tell me more about this message. Ooh. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Awakening with Judgment, 4 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Somebody is going to be delivering a message to you about a realization they've had. They're coming out of the 4 of Cups energy and they're awakening to the pain. They're letting the coldness in. They're letting the grief into their bones. They're feeling it. And look at this 10 of Swords. It's like he's asking for someone's help. And there's the ice, the strip of ice that he's on and all the water underneath. He's aware. So someone's becoming aware of the pain, the emotions, the grief, and they're reaching out here for help. Now this person has another sword in their hand. this sword could be used to hurt this person and maybe deliver the final blow. Or it can be used as a tool to communicate, to see things clearly. So I feel like you have a choice here about how you're going to handle this situation, because awakening to this pain, letting the cold in, is not easy, as you know, because you're doing it. But it puts you back on the map, so to speak. It gives you direction. You know where you are, and maybe now you know where you want to go. And same with this person. They know where they are, and now they know where they want to go. And they're letting the ice melt so that all these emotions can come to the surface. But first they needed to feel that cold ice. Maybe they needed to feel your iciness at some level, or even the iciness of their own heart. So let me pull one last card to close this message out. This was a different kind of message, but it is guided. So I hope it helps you and gives you some information. Sometimes the information we receive in energy readings, tarot readings, once again, is not something that can be really articulated or spoken clearly. It's just a resonance that we receive that gives us access to our truth. So can we get a message here for the collective? What do they need to hear? Spirit guides, what do they need to hear? What do they need to hear? Wow. Will of the wisps, treasures hidden in the shadows. With the shadow weaver. All right. Number 62, which is an 8. Treasures hidden in the shadows, the great mystery, epiphany. Will-o'-the-wisps hovers in her luminescent glory above the twilight moors of your life, whispering for you to step into the fog, into the mystery, the unknown. You may have been visited by her before, but though intrigued, you refused her invitation. It would be safer, you decided, to remain on the journey you know. While you always have a choice as to whether to follow her or not, you never know when you might encounter her again. In this sense, turning away has its own consequences. Why is the known so appealing? It's only when you wake up to its restrictions, its soft prison or golden cage, that you realize there must be more. Will-o'-the-wisp has come to you once again to offer you magic, but you will have to sacrifice certainty in the pursuit of adventure, your comfort zone for the dangers of discovery. And we saw that with the 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Your well-trodden path for the detours that may very well lead you astray, or will they? Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your true self? The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detour and enter the unknown. Now is the time to trust higher forces to lead you to this place, these worlds hidden at the threshold between what was and what can be. Here is where you will learn about your own unmaking to unmask yourself. Love what you discover, dark or light, see it all as divine, and find a quiet, thrumming power waiting for you to channel it into the world for good. The treasure you find, filled with the wealth of love and kindness, true prosperity, is ripe to share with others. She is here for you now. Will you accept her invitation? A great bounty of goodness awaits you. Whatever it is that you're feeling, this heaviness, this darkness, this grief, melancholy, or just feeling unsure, embrace it right now. There is wisdom there. It is leading you somewhere. There's a big revelation. And there's a message coming through. Once you accept this coldness in, and you'll be able to release it. The fire will light again. And next time the coldness creeps up, you're not going to be so scared of it. You're going to know that it's just a season. It's only temporary. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. I really hope that helped. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time.